has been a remarkable week and a half for the New York Mets. 9 straight victories, strong starting pitching, big hits, players filling in for injured folks. It has been a team effort as the Mets have put together 9 straight wins. They are matched for the best record in Major League Baseball right now at 11-3. And after a rain delay of about a half an hour, the Mets and Braves about set for baseball tonight. Dylan G will be making his 3rd start of the year. Gary, Keith, and Ron back with you in the broadcast booth here at Citi Field. And that was a great interview you had with Roger McDowell. I really enjoyed listening to his thoughts about the change of careers and what he's had to learn. You know,
thank you, one. And two, you just forget about how thoughtful and what a great athlete Roger was. I tried to give some stats. You know, in '86, he was such a big part of that team. 75 games, 128 innings, 14 wins and 22 saves. He was the heart and soul of that bullpen with Jesse. And for him to make the transformation to the hot foot guy, as known as, to the thoughtful, caring pitching coach that he is for the Atlanta Braves now, it's just great. You always knew him as that kind of person.
Well, I always, believe it or not, in my career, my best friends were always the pitchers for some reason. And Roger was one of my favorite teammates. Someone that made you laugh all the time. I remember one time in particular, I'll be real quick, we were struggling offensively. We're in Dodger Stadium. He got like around 4 packs of firecrackers and tied them all together. And right during the national anthem, he lit them up to shake up the smoke came out of the bats. And we broke out of our slump and it killed the Dodgers that day.
Every team needs a free spirit, but you don't always expect the free spirits to become the accomplished coaches. You know,
he says he's become a voracious reader, that anytime he comes across something that he knows will help one of his pitchers, he'll print it out and leave it on their chair. He goes, I don't know if they read it, but I make sure that they have it, something that might help them if they're going through tough spots. And I thought that the humility he showed in saying that, you know what, as soon as I remembered that I had some really tough times, made it easier to coach young men.
Well, he's been especially good at the reclamation projects, and he's got one going tonight in Eric Stoltz, whom the Mets saw in Atlanta on their first road trip. And, you know, it's difficult when you get a guy who has had a little bit of success but not a lot of success, and you try and figure out how to get him right again.
You know, I think the thing about Roger, which makes him a really good pitching coach, is that he can work with, of course, the talented, the Kimbrels, and all of those young, talented guys with great arms. But he's also able to take that guy whose career looks like it might be stuck and get it into gear.
Meanwhile, Dylan G, trying for his first real plus outing of the year, will get the start for the Mets tonight. Second time he's facing the Braves this season. Took a loss in Atlanta, a no decision against Miami his last time out. And, you know, at a time when the Mets have a lot of young talent bubbling up through their system, and Rafael Montero supposedly coming up next week to make a spot start, there's some pressure on G as he takes them out tonight. There's the Hyundai starting lineup that he'll face, including the former Met Eric Young in the leadoff spot tonight. Very different look than last night. Jace Peterson is in there, A.J. Brzezinski, Kelly Johnson, Alberto Callaspo, all in the lineup tonight against the right-hander. All sat last night against John Neese.
Well, this is the Mets version of a guy right now that is stuck and trying to get into gear. He's given up 9 earned runs in 10 2/3 innings pitched. Worked very hard in between starts here to get it going. Dylan's at his best, to me, when he's using all 4 pitches.
And we'll take a look at your lovable Metsies. And, of course, on the defensive end, of course. And it's coming, folks. Trust me. There it is. Brought to you by Lexus, as usual. Kadir Lagares, Mayberry getting a start in right field. First time he's been in there. And Tejada's second start at second base. We saw a lot of Flores and Tejada in spring training, particularly towards the end when Murphy pulled his hamstring. And I think Terry liked what he saw with Tejada at second base. I know we did. It was a very good double play combination.
Just a night off for Murphy, who's been struggling. Kevin Plawecki gets his second start in the big leagues last night, a big success. But we heard from Dylan G last night talking to Steve Gelbs, talking about working with a rookie catcher and maybe doing a little bit more proactive calling of his own game.
Well, it was interesting is that Plawecki and Darno were sitting with Dan Worthing going over the scouting report today. And when you have a pitcher who has 4 pitches, Gary, Keith, you know this, it's a little more difficult because more chances of having that delay between pitcher and catcher. Hopefully that doesn't happen with Plawecki tonight.
D'Arnaud trying to provide whatever counsel he can from the sidelines. G about set to go. Eric Young settling in. Young 6 for 34 to start his Atlanta career. And G's first pitch of the night is outside, and we're underway. Young, Callaspo, and Markakis for the Braves in the first inning. 31-minute rain delay at the start. And a fastball in for a strike to Young, 1-1. Young's been sharing center field with Cameron Maybin, who started last night, hit a home run against Nice for the only Atlanta run. Callaspo on deck, and the changeup misses, and it's 2-1 to Young.
Well, we'll watch Pilecki carefully because he called a very aggressive game inside.
Eric strokes one out to left, and Kadire moves back to get it. And that's the first out of the night.
As I was saying, Pilecki called a very aggressive game with John Neese last night, Ron. We noticed that right off the get-go. Inside, so we'll see with a right-hander out there if he does the same thing here. Watch carefully.
Now Alberto Callaspo hitting .278 on the year, making his 10th start. Played some second base, but mostly at third.
He's had a long career. Started with Kansas City, Oakland.
Now with his 5th major league team. And he bloops one down the left field line, and that'll just go foul.
Remember, he had in Atlanta, he had that bloop hit to right field. I think that was up going also.
That's the one that got that big inning started against G.
That's foul. Nice play.
Good grab. Callaspo, statistically the toughest active player in the major leagues to strike out. 1 strikeout every 11.2 plate appearances. That's the best among active players. And he makes contact and fouls that one off.
And you're seeing it right now. A little inside out hitter, contact hitter, table setter.
Although Callaspo recently had a 2 strikeout game a couple days ago, so
a real rarity for him. Switch hitter. G fires one up and away. And there are the active leaders. Toughest to fan. Sometimes you can be tough to fan by just putting the first pitch in play.
yeah.
2-2 to Callaspo. Interesting number on Dylan G coming into the night. He's thrown 73% strikes this year, which is the 2nd highest figure among major league starters early in the season. And you wonder about that, whether sometimes he throws too many.
I don't think he can live in the strike zone. I think you're right, Gary. He has to throw strike one early and then around the plate, make the hitters fish for pitches off the plate.
Good job by Callaspo to work the count full with Nick Markakis waiting on deck.
He's going to face G, and G's going to face an all left-handed lineup. First 6 batters in the lineup are left-handed.
And here's Callaspo staying alive again.
You can see why Callaspo doesn't strike out. There used to be a game we used to all play called Pepper, where you're throwing the ball and you take a half a swing. That's kind of what Callaspo does with 2 strikes.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming. And he taps one to short for Flores. And G quickly has 2 outs.
I was just going to say, a little pesky hitter like Callaspo, we're going to waste a lot of pitches. You're not going to strike him out. Pitch him away and play him away. He's not going to hit the ball in the ballpark.
So now Nick Markakis 1 for 3 last night. It's a 6-game hitting streak, 11 for 19 in those 6 games. So he has really taken to the National League in his first couple of weeks after playing his entire career in Baltimore. Markakis sitting at .372, 7th in the National League right now.
He swung the bat really terrific last night. He had really a nice day. He's only 1 for 3, but he hit the ball soundly.
Gee, beats him with a fastball inside. It's 0-2.
Well, there's the home run swing right there, and you get home run swing happy. Your swing gets long, and a guy like G, who's not overpowering, is going to overpower you.
Boy, I like that. He doubled in. You know why he doubled up in? The first pitch did not get all the way in, so he went back in there. Good call by Pilecki. Good execution by G.
1-2 from Dillon, and it's yanked foul.
Up off the carom.
We're talking about strike throwers. Bartolo Colon at the top of the list, and G right behind him.
Yeah, I don't think that Strasburg should be in that group with his stuff.
Popped up, and Kadire over toward the line. And it's a 1-2-3 opening inning after the rain delay for Dylan G. Mets come to bat in the bottom of the first against Eric Stoltz with no score. And here is how the Geico Mets starting lineup will shape up. First time in John Mayberry's career he has ever led off a game. Terry Collins opting to keep Mayberry in Curtis Granderson's spot, with Granderson sitting tonight. Ruben Tejada gets the start at second base. And there is the aforementioned Mr. Stoltz.
Well, Toyota numbers, lost 17 games last year for the Padres, but no run support for Mr. Stoltz.
35 years old, and he misses low and into Mayberry, who homered against Stoltz in Atlanta in that opening trip. John 2 for 9, only the third game he started for the Mets. There's Granderson, who gets a night off, and Mayberry socks one to the gap in right center. Overcomes Young, and he can't get it, and Mayberry's off to the races. Takes the turn at second. He's going to try for 3. The relay throw will not be made. It's a leadoff triple for John Mayberry. So a stroke of brilliance for Terry Collins, putting Mayberry in that leadoff spot.
You know, when things are going your way, everybody contributes. And again, a Mets attacking early in the count this year. Complete change from last year. Much more aggressive at the plate. And Mayberry, those big long legs, he can run.
Only the third career triple for Mayberry. He had 1 in 2011 and 1 in 2013 for the Phillies. And just beyond the reach of Eric Young, who made a valiant effort. That ball worked away from him.
I know this is not in the Elias notes, but Mayberry's got to be the tallest leadoff hitter the Mets have ever had.
There's Lagares, infield back, with the exception of Callaspo at third.
So the only 2 spots you don't want to hit the ball is back to the pitcher and at the third baseman.
Although with Simmons' arm, you never know.
Yes. A bullet at Simmons, he would try.
And Stoltz missing badly, and it's 2-0.
Boy, I tell you what, it chilled up here considerably after the rain came
That's
through.
what they said. They said once the front came through, it was going to be awfully chilly for the next few days.
Got some wind blowing.
Lagares starts the night with an 8-game hitting streak. Last night drove in a couple of runs with a single and a sac fly. Lucas Duda waits on deck. Memory serves, the last time the Mets faced Stoltz, Duda was on the bench. But his fast start against lefties earns him another crack against the left-hander.
Juan had a nice night last night in the 2-hole. Only 1 for 4, but 2 RBI. But the 1 for 4, he hit the ball hard. He's getting more on top, hitting line drives where earlier in the year fouling a lot of pitches back under it.
Krasinski sets up inside, and Lagares fouls back the fastball. Well, Juan inherited that number 2 spot on the lineup. It had been David Wright's, but he got hurt. Had been Travis d'Arnaud's. He got hurt. And so Terry Collins said, well, we were going to start Lagares at the leadoff spot. That was a consideration in spring training, so we might as well put him second. And he produced last night. He's back in there tonight. Goes down swinging for the first out.
We'll take a Coors Light look at the Bravo defense. Kelly Johnson. It's a whole different look. There's a lot of platoon players on this Brave team. Johnson in left, Eric Young in center. And you got Jace Peterson and Callaspo in the game today, all because this is the right-handed lineup. Persinski, who's really off to a pretty good start. He's got himself 3 home runs.
So Mayberry at third and 1 out. Here's Duda, who's 5 for 10 against left-hand pitching so far this season.
They're pretty much straight up in the outfield on Lucas. Not a big shift at all. Unusual. Usually we've seen the big shift on Lucas.
We've modified that now with the lefties on the mound, though.
Yes.
Every time he's faced a lefty and gotten a base hit, it's been to center or left center.
Second base umpire Andy Fletcher playing the shortstop position in the shift.
He's got that covered. The remnants of the showers that passed through. Just a memory now.
A lot of lightning in the late afternoon.
1-1 to Duda. And he lays off the breaking ball. 2-1.
Surprisingly, Stoltz, who's got a big slow hook, has been throwing predominant fastballs here early.
And he's throwing harder than he has in his prior starts. His fastball averaged less than 87 miles an hour his first 2 starts of the year.
See, they're starting to throw Lucas the little changeup now.
Well, everything, they've completely shifted. They are just going away from all breaking balls to that changeup and slow, and slower to Lucas.
Well, one thing's for certain. Lucas can hit the fastball. He's shown he can hit the curveball this year. Now they're going to go to try the changeup.
And they're going to move the infield in now with 2 strikes on Duda. And Lucas makes contact and fouls back another 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Stoltz. So he is amped it up a little bit.
And you know what? That is a good 2-2 up and in fastball. And that was a pitch that Lucas wouldn't fight off and foul back and stay in the at-bat last year.
Michael Kadire waiting on deck. Stoltz trying to find a way around the leadoff triple by Mayberry. And the curveball ripped but caught by Freeman for the second out. So Lucas waited on the curve nicely, but Freeman right there.
Well, you know what they say. There's 8 gloves out there. Hit them where they ain't. Hang with them. And an RBI in it, too. Nice play with the backhand.
Boy, if he's not in, probably doesn't make that play. You know, he's back closer to the line. You don't know.
So the Mets in danger of wasting a leadoff triple. It's left to Michael Kadire. Kadire 0 for 4 last night, snapping his 7-game hitting streak. And attacks that first pitch fastball and fouls it back.
I want to ask you guys a question. They came in with 2 strikes. Do you think that's rote? Do you think there's a computer readout that what they do in certain situations, or is it just the feel of the manager?
On coming in?
On coming in.
2 strikes?
I think the figuring is that hitter's going to cut down the swing, might not hit the ball as hard.
Yeah, I definitely know the baseball reason for it, but I wonder in today's game if there's like a cheat sheet that says, hey, we have these numbers on 2 strikes. It's a good time to bring the infield in.
Dyer lifts one to right. Markakis retreats and is there. And so the Mets get a leadoff triple from Mayberry, but leave him stranded at third. No score after 1. Second inning, Freddie Freeman leads off and drives one to left field, and Kadire moves back and reaches up to grab it. One pitch and one hard out for Dylan G.
Well, you remember Kadire hasn't had a lot of experience in left field, mainly a right fielder. Remember mentioning in spring that he had to learn a little more difficult with his hook line drives off the right-hander's bat. Anything he gets to, he's making the plays out there.
So 1 out and nobody on. Now A.J. Pierzynski making his 6th start of the year for the Braves. Let's see. A.J.'s had 20 at bats. He has 3 home runs.
Yep.
That's a pretty good ratio.
It sure is.
There's a strike. The Braves have a catching tandem of the youngest catcher in baseball in Christian Bethancourt and the oldest catcher in baseball in A.J. Pierzynski. Bethancourt caught last night, and Pierzynski hits one past Duda and down the line for the Braves' first base hit. And he'll tiptoe into second base with a 1-out double.
I didn't see him tiptoeing, Garrett. He's galloping.
He's trying to gallop. That's how a 38-year-old catcher gallops.
Got the barrel out. We're seeing a lot of up hops on the infield in this homestand. That ball was a rocket.
So the first hit off Dylan G. And now Kelly Johnson playing left field tonight. Kelly, who made the grand tour of the American League East last year, playing for Tampa Bay, Boston. Well, he didn't play for Tampa Bay. He played for Tampa Bay before.
That's
played
right.
for the Yankees, Boston, and Baltimore last year.
That's a lot of moving around.
That's 60% of the division. He had just 215 combined, and just 4 for 22 to start this season. He's come full circle back to the team that originally drafted him. Just another one of these spare parts that Freddie Gonzalez is trying to put together, mixing and matching, trying to create an offense.
Well, it's what's been supplied by the new general manager, John Hart. They're in rebuilding mode. Got rid of an awful lot of players, dumped an awful lot of salary.
There's a strike at the knees, 2-1. Well, 2 years ago, the Braves were National League East champions. Last year, a big drop-off. And that prompted the move toward rebuilding with what was a dysfunctional offense. Slapped down to third. Campbell checks the runner and throws out Johnson 2 away.
Well, last year's Braves club, Gary, we noticed it was a team that didn't hustle, didn't run out to the position, didn't run out ground balls. Those things don't go unnoticed, particularly with this proud Brave organization. We never saw that from the Braves team, and it's a big reason why they unloaded.
They were half-stepping it, definitely.
2017, a new stadium, correct?
Well, the goal is always to put together a good team to go into a new stadium. Sometimes those things work out, and sometimes they don't. Simmons hits one toward the middle. That's a base hit. Pierzynski around third. Lagares up in the ball. Here comes the throw to the plate on a hop, and he's safe. Down to second base goes Simmons. Plawecki trying to slap the tag on the back of Pierzynski as he slid by, but the home plate umpire Chris Siegel, a rookie umpire, said no. And the Braves have a 1-0 lead.
Well, Lagares fundamentally everything correct. Look, he always hits the cutoff man. 2 hopper. Did he get by him?
Ooh. Whoa.
Yeah, but was he on the plate before the tag?
Yeah.
Terry Collins is going to come out, and is he going to challenge? Apparently he is.
A lot of challenges.
Well, I think he's out. I think he got him. I thought his left foot was in the air. Let's see his left foot. I see it bounces in the air. Tag.
No.
Could be close. I don't know if he get enough to reverse it.
It's going to be a tough one to reverse if he made contact.
Mr. Siegel's in the way there.
So he makes contact, and the question is, was he on the plate before that?
I think so.
Hard to tell.
Let's see.
Yeah. It's really tight.
I tell you what, it's been some real close ones in this series. A lot of challenges.
You know what's interesting when you watch home plate umpires in that play, you know, they're trying to move to get the best angle, and sometimes while they're moving, the play's happening. Sometimes hard to see that on the run, but
Meanwhile, Juan Lagares, who really babied his elbow all spring and never really unleashed a throw after having elbow problems late last season, got that one loose on one.
I don't think it's enough to reverse it, to tell you the truth. He was called safe. I don't see them reversing it.
I think it's going to be safe. That's my feeling. And there's a case where you can come around and do a little hook slide, slide outside the baseline, and Milwaukee would never have a chance.
AJ's a pretty big dude. I don't know how he's going to move too much.
And Gary, that would have been right here and a chance for a catcher to block home plate.
Not sure he would have had the ball in time to block home plate.
Right.
But you can't block it now until you have the ball.
Right.
This being upset if they change his call, personally.
I don't think they're going to change it either.
Yeah.
But they're taking their time, so we'll see. Should have a decision momentarily.
Chris Siegel, umpiring means you never have to say you're sorry.
And indeed, they do not overturn the call, and so the Braves get a run. Andrelton Simmons gets credit for an RBI single, and the Braves have a 1-0 lead.
I agree with the call.
Land review brought to you by Mazda. So the Mets, as has been often the case on this homestand, lose their challenge early in the game.
Listen, Simmons lost in that play. Another base hit up the middle.
And got to second on the throw to the plate, so he's in scoring position for the 8-hitter, Jace Peterson.
We've seen the Mets in this position many, many times under Terry Collins walk this 8th hitter to face the pitcher. But Stoltz is a good athlete.
Pretty good hitter.
So the Mets are down.
That has been the case often during this 9-game winning streak. All-speed pitch for a strike. 1-1. Peterson getting his 9th start at second base. Acquired from San Diego in the Justin Upton deal during the winter. Terrific athlete, fine football player at McNeese State. And the sinker from G misses 2-1. Mets have had 6 come from behind victories already this year among their 11 wins. So being down early is not unusual. G working carefully now behind 3-1. Milwaukee takes a glance into the dugout to see if Terry Collins wants intentional ball 4, and indeed he does. So after falling behind 3-1, it'll be an intentional pass to Jace Peterson. And there are 2 men aboard for the pitcher Stoltz. Stoltz, a lifetime 170 hitter with a home run to his credit. 0 for 2 this year. He was a record-setting hitter at Bethel College in Indiana. He had 11 home runs during his college career.
So you got some Hoosiers around the plate right now.
That's right. Purdue represented in Milwaukee, and a little Bethel College for Stoltz. Bethel is right down the block from Notre Dame.
Oh. Indiana, I don't know nothing about that state.
It's in the Midwest.
I know where it is. I know where it is. I'm talking about, I've not spent a lot of time there.
And it was in the news a few weeks ago.
Yes, it was. One of the reasons I pay less attention to it.
So G quickly ahead 0-2 on his opposite number, trying to minimize the damage here in the second. 2 on and 2 out. And the curveball bounced foul.
A little better uniform tonight in the Braves, huh, Gary?
Yeah, I'm not partial to those blue ones. I don't like the outlined white numbers.
Nope,
they're a little ghostly.
Softball uniform.
These are much nicer. Strike 3 called. Curveball gets Stoltz looking. And G has his first strikeout of the night. So the Mets lose a challenge and fall behind 1-0 in the second. Friday when the Mets take on the Nationals at 7:10. All fans in attendance will receive a Mets t-shirt courtesy of 1-800-Flowers.com. For tickets, visit Mets.com/free shirt Fridays. Eric Campbell leads off on the home second and takes a strike from Eric Stoltz, who's been fortified with a 1-0 lead. Campbell playing his 7th game since David Wright went on the disabled list, and he's reached base in all 6. And he takes a curveball that misses, 1-1. Campbell, Plawecki, and Flores against 35-year-old Eric Stoltz, who got his first big league win against the Mets back in 2006. It was his first major league start for the Dodgers, his 2nd appearance, and he pitched a gem at Shea Stadium. Same series, Hong-Chi Kuo made his first start and beat the Mets. Pulled down to third, and Callaspo can't smother it. Off the tarp, Campbell heads for second. Johnson makes the throw, not in time, and Campbell has a leadoff double. So second straight inning, the Mets have gotten a leadoff extra base hit.
Campbell continues to shine, filling in for David at third base, right down the back. I think it was a changeup, just out of the reach of Callaspo. Under the glove. Tough. Arms folded, very relaxed at third base.
First extra base hit for Campbell. So the Mets got a leadoff triple from Mayberry, couldn't cash him in. Now they get a leadoff double from Campbell, and Plawecki will try and get him in. Kevin made his big league debut last night, went 2 for 4. And Stoltz misses badly for ball 1.
See the veteran Berzinski calling for that first pitch in. Stoltz didn't get it in, trying to jam Plawecki so he can't work the ball to the right side.
You would think with Plawecki right on top of the plate, a lot of teams are going to try and bust him inside. See if he can handle that pitch. 2-0.
He's got good plate discipline his entire career in the professional ranks. And going the other way, to me, I know he got a hit that way last night, or one taken away by Freeman. Seems like a natural way for him to hit.
24 years old, first round pick by the Mets, a supplemental pick in 2012. And now 3-0. Wilmer Flores on deck. Ruben Tejada behind him as the Mets try and answer back here in the bottom of the second. Mets had a golden chance to score in the first with a leadoff triple, but left Mayberry stranded. The Mets have scored only 3 first-inning runs so far this year, fewest that they've scored in any inning, which is interesting because last year the Mets scored more runs in the first inning than they did in any other inning.
But they've done a better job their 3rd and 4th time around, haven't they?
Middles of ball games have been their specialty. Plawecki shoots one out to right. Tagging is Campbell, moving on Markakis' arm, and gets there in time. So Campbell able to go to third on a productive out by Plawecki.
This is all intent to go the opposite way to advance the runner here. Inside out, little cutter in. You can see him with his intention to drive in the run. But this is second best. He gets that runner to third base. That's just good bat control. Love to see that.
Unselfish, situational baseball.
Well, the Mets have already had 2 cracks with a runner at third and less than 2 out, unable to cash in. They get another one here with Flores.
Well, of course they're going to bring it in here with a 1-run lead. Why not?
Flores has been swinging the bat well, and he hooks one foul.
See, when you bring the infield in, Garrett, I never liked the middle infielders to be on the cut of the grass almost. You can play back around 5 feet, maybe 7 feet, cover a little more ground, pretty much where Simmons is.
See, now my feeling is, Keith, if you're ahead and you've got a 1-run lead, play your infield back. What's the worst that can happen? The game's tied after you get it out.
I just think with the infields today, the grass is like putting greens. Everything's real quick. You can play back a little bit more when the infield's in.
Stoltz looking for a strikeout. This is outside. Skies cleared nicely after all the rain.
Yeah.
Traffic flowing smoothly.
Don't get to say that too often.
Well, it's not Friday.
Well, they're doing their annual April paving of the LIE. Every year I got to kind of maneuver my way around going home.
There were a lot of potholes this winter.
Oh boy, there sure is. And a lot of times I got to jump the northern and go around all that late night paving.
You got to protect that nice ride you got working.
Well, I want to get home too.
Flores lays off. Good at bat here for Wilmer. Works it to 2-2. Flores' last 4 games, 6 for 15. You see what he's done with a runner at third and less than 2 out. That was last year.
He's hung in there. He got off to a slow start, and he seems to be not bothered by it. Just not flustered, going about his business.
Interesting shot we saw in the dugout there of Dylan G standing in between innings.
They may have a turn at bat.
You just don't see that very often.
Really.
Pitcher. You sit until this at bat's done, then you rip off the jacket and grab the bat and helmet. I mean, my first question if the pitcher was standing and I was on the bench, you all right? Is your back all right? You know?
Also a lot of high pressure pitches to throw early in this game. And Flores hits one down the line that'll slice and go into the crowd. Wilmer giving a pretty good accounting of himself this at bat, trying to get that run home from third.
Mets have been taking good at bats. Good 2-strike hitting as a team.
We mentioned that they've already had a couple of chances with a runner at third less than 2 out. Coming into the game, the Mets were at 71% driving in that runner from third, which is a very high number. And Flores shoots one up the middle for a base hit to tie the game. What a turn at bat for Wilmer Flores. He drives in the first Met run of the night as Campbell comes home, and we're tied at 1.
Interesting that Stoltz has not been using his curveball. Outstanding hitting by Flores here on the changeup. Defense is in. That ball's ripped. So, heck of an at bat.
Terry Collins addressed it before the game. Said we put a lot on this kid's plate playing shortstop every day, but throughout his entire professional career, he always drives in runs.
That's his 6th run batted into the year. Now Ruben Tejada steps in. Last time Tejada started, he had a 3-run double.
That's Campbell's 8th run scored since he's been called up. 7th game.
Keith, down in the order like this, would you ever hit and run with the Flores and the Tejada? That would be right up Tejada's game. Hard to with the pitcher up though after Tejada.
To mess it up, you have the pitcher leading off the next inning. Flores at first and 1 out. Stoltz behind 2-0. Checks in on Flores, who's not a stolen base threat. Mets don't have a whole lot of speed in their lineup. Once you get past Lagares, who at this point is probably their best stolen base threat. I mean, Murphy will pick one every now and again. Wright will steal a base. It's not a big base stealing team. Slowly hit. Peterson boots in. Wow. Another error for a Braves second baseman. Last night it was Goslin, and this time Peterson thinking about trying to get that out at second and not making the pickup.
Both similar plays, and both guys having to go to their left and too quick up the floodgates. Make sure of one. Almost identical to last night. You know,
it's young mistakes. What you have to do in that situation, just get one. If you get one, what's the bad thing? The pitcher is coming up next. But in this haste to get 2, he gets none.
Coming into last night, the Braves have made only 1 error in their first 12 games. Now they've made 3 in the last 11 innings. They look for the bunt from G, who has a couple of sacrifices already this season.
Put the wheel on.
And they come up and in, and Simmons was running to cover third, so they had that wheel going. The
one thing I don't like, you see the middle finger of Dylan G, the way he's wrapping it around the bat? You got to pinch the bat so all your fingers are behind the bat. If you don't, and you catch a pitch like that wrong, get it right off the middle finger, done for the season.
That's the David Cohn finger.
I think that was San Francisco where it happened, right? Candlestick.
Ali Hammaker.
G's set to swing. Well, they didn't run the wheel that time.
Very shallow in the outfield. And I like this. Things are going your way.
Simmons faked the wheel that time. That might have induced G to swing the bat.
But still, if the bunt sign's on for G, he's bunting.
Yeah.
So it's the manager rolling the dice. I like it.
Now it's 1-2 to G.
Look at his fingers. Well, you can see it from here, but if you see it from the center field camera, you will see his middle finger is almost right in front of the bat, and that's just no good.
Going unhappy with himself, not getting that bunt down. Now he's in a 1-2 hole. Braves have been running the wheel, faking the wheel. They fake it this time, and G swings, hits it to Callaspo. Wide throw. Did he keep the bag? They say out at second, and we'll see. The Mets don't have a challenge, so they cannot look back at this one. They get the 5-6 force play on Tejada for the second out.
Look how fortunate Callaspo was that this ball was hit hard. Oh my God, it could have took his head off. They should have had two, and they wind up getting nothing.
It's 5-4 on the put-out. That's Peterson covering at second.
He does keep his foot on the bag nicely. Boy, the Braves are just kind of shaky.
So now runners at first and third with 2 out, and John Mayberry up. Mayberry drove a triple to right center, leading off the first inning. His 3rd career triple. Stoltz paints the inside corner. Well, Mayberry with the home run cut. As he hit a home run against Stoltz in Atlanta the first time that the Mets faced this left-hander. Flores at third, G the runner at first with 2 out. Mets have scored a run here in the second to tie the game.
Well, oh boy, fastball middle in, belt high.
Right after David Wright hit the Mets' first home run of the season, Mayberry hit the very next pitch out of the ballpark. You see his career numbers against Stoltz. That's why he's in the leadoff spot tonight. But Stoltz ahead 0-2. Comes inside, and that time couldn't quite get it there. 1-2.
A lot of pitches for Stoltz early here.
Well, he gave up a leadoff triple in the first, gave up a leadoff double here in the second, so every pitch he's thrown has been under duress. But he gets Mayberry with the high fastball to end the inning. His second strikeout. Mets cash 1 to get even. Eric Campbell got it started with a leadoff double. Wilmer Flores drives him in with a base hit. Mets and Braves tied 1-1 as we go to the third at Citi Field. Question: which Mets player led the team in hits during the 1986 postseason? So that's the LCS and World Series combined.
Trivial. That's what we do.
Wow, that's a good one.
Eric Young leads off in the third against Dylan G in a 1-1 game. Young flied out to left, leading off the game.
And a lot of platoons on that ball.
A lot of platoons that aren't. Yes, you're right. That aren't going to be there. It's got to be the everyday player.
He played every day.
Oh, it's not going to be me. God, it might be Ray.
Hojo played too much, though. Do you think straw
Ray,
man?
Ray didn't play every day. Swing and a miss at the slider from G, and it's 1-2. He had Backman and Tuffle platooning.
Right.
Mookie and Lenny.
Yep.
Slowly hit. G has to get off the mound with the speed of Young, and he gets there in time. Nicely done for the first out. So 1 out and nobody on. Alberto Casaspo coming up. Let's go to Steve Gelbs. His report tonight is brought to you by Prism. Steve?
Gary E.Y. Jr. just making out right there. I spoke with him yesterday a little bit about what it's been like having the chance to play with both Juan Lagares and Andrelton Simmons, two guys that you could argue are maybe the best two defenders in the National League, if not all the majors. EY saying they're definitely the two best defenders I've ever played with, and he pointed to two things that they have in common that makes them above and beyond in his mind. He said the first thing is they have this ability to make the routine play, or I'm sorry, make the impossible play look routine, and you don't fully appreciate it until after you see a replay. He said he'll be watching them play and something will happen. He won't think it's a big deal. Then he'll look at the replay and he'll say, whoa, that was unbelievable. The second thing that he says they have in common, and this you have to appreciate by playing with them each and every day, is the arm strength. He said he always knew Juan Lagares had it playing behind him. He used to question why guys would challenge that arm in center field. But with Simmons playing against him, he used to think he was just a quick guy, quick to the ball, quick getting rid of it. But playing with him and behind him each and every day, he said that is an absolute cannon. And you don't recognize it because he doesn't really fully wind back and throw it such a quick motion, but it's the strongest arm he's seen.
Served into left field, a base hit for Casaspo, the third Atlanta hit.
Well, in the beginning, they are going to test Lagares. He was new to the league, and they're going to test him out. But they were a little slow realizing that, it's not so much the strength of his arm, which is outstanding. It's his accuracy.
They're your National League Gold Glove winners last year. The two guys in Colorado are terrific. We don't get to see them that much. Both LeMahieu and Arenado, both fabulous. Of course, the guy at the plate also won a Gold Glove last year. That's Nick Markakis. He won the Gold Glove for right field in the American League. Fastball strike to Markakis, 1-1. Your T-Mobile game changer brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, if you buy defensive WAR, wins above replacement, Andrelton Simmons was the greatest of all time 2 years ago. Lined and a beautiful catch by Tejada. Snow coned it right in the webbing. Wow.
It's a frozen rope, and I see a little snow cone here. Yes, sir. What a nice play. That had first and third written all over it. Boy, Markakis is just hitting rockets in this series.
Nice hops for Tejada and good base running by Casaspo to avoid getting doubled up.
It's really the timing of Tejada on that play that was so perfect.
So 2 out now. Freddie Freeman. Freeman lined out to left field his first time up. Freeman, who has broken Dylan G's heart on more than one occasion. Walk-off home run in Atlanta. A hit to break up a no-hit bid.
Watch the shoulders of Freeman in his stance. They're tilted downward towards the pitcher. You don't usually see that. See the back shoulders elevated? Usually your shoulders hitters are parallel to the ground.
But I think that's how he generates his power, is that he leans in with the front shoulder down, and when he swings, that back shoulder goes back. So that pivot.
Watch him. He's got that back shoulder above his front shoulder. It makes him a low ball hitter, that's for sure. And he's got a peculiar swing. He hasn't got a pretty swing, and I think he could be vulnerable upstairs. But, you know, I've seen him hit the pitch upstairs.
Would you compare his swing at all to Chase Utley's swing?
No, definitely not, Gare. Utley can get on top a lot better than Freddie. Freddie it's not a pretty swing, and I'm not disparaging Freddie. It's all about squaring it up. You can look ugly.
He blows him away with a fastball. His second strikeout of the night. 1-1 in the third. Tomorrow's Mets-Braves finale, plus all the latest Rangers and Islanders Stanley Cup playoff news on Daily News Live, presented by Citi. Tomorrow at 5, only on SNY.
There's a chipper.
Been at the ballpark each of the last 2 days.
He cannot stay away from New York, can he? He just had such great success here.
Juan Lagares leads off in the home third and tops one foul. I wonder if he's if Chipper has ever brought his son Shea to Flushing. To at least look at the plaque that has his name on it.
It has to.
Out in the parking lot.
Yeah. Where's Chipper live in Texas, right? Boy, he could play.
He was a player. He was a clutch player, too.
Future Hall of Famer.
Definitely. And one of the greater switch hitters in the game.
Let me ask you this. You played against Mike Schmidt, who is often considered the best third baseman ever to play. George Brett was in the same era, and he's considered in that conversation, too. Where does Chipper fit with that?
It's tough when you've got a guy that's an outfielder. He was an outfielder, right? Most of his career?
No, third baseman most of his career.
Okay.
Then moved to the outfield later.
That's a very, very, very good question, Gare. And I'd have to. Oh, boy. Schmitty 500 club, home runs, gold gloves. I got a
468, lifetime 303 average.
I'd have to. You can't go wrong with either one, and that's copping out. But
Schmidt's got a better fielder.
Schmidt was a gold glover, and it was a great glove, and ran better. Schmitty could run, I'd have to take Schmidt, I think.
You have to, though. Chipper was an anchor of a team that won every year.
Yep.
That's a big thing.
You know what I think the tougher question is? Smitty or Brett? I think that's a tougher choice. That's my feeling. Brett was a heck of a player.
Although Brett did, in that American League, able to DH some games that Schmitty didn't have that.
And Brett wasn't a good fielder. He was a average fielder.
It makes baseball great that you can have these discussions.
7th pitch of the at bat to Lagares, and Stoltz strikes him out.
So I think, Gary, what separates the three of them is Schmidt's defense, being the rounded player that he was.
Well, they'll all be together eventually.
Yeah, that's right.
In Cooperstown. Lucas Duda comes up. They'll take the third baseman Callaspo and put him in shallow right field.
They didn't do it last time, did they? They had a runner on third base and did not put the shift on.
Curveball from Stoltz in for a strike. 67 miles an hour. That's dialing it back.
That's Carlos Tosca moving the infielders around. Bench coach for Freddie Gonzalez.
Duda hit a bullet his first time up, and Freeman caught it. Lucas now 0 for his last 10. And he's had several line drives during that 10 at bat span. Michael Kadire on deck. Stoltz just needs himself an easy inning. Gave up a triple to start the first inning, gave up a double to start the second. So of his 56 pitches, all but a very few have been thrown with men on base. And he crowds Duda with the off-speed pitch, 3-1.
This pitch has got to be away, right, Keith? 3-1.
It was a backup slider, and he's fortunate that it stayed out of the strike zone, inside, not down the middle. Another slide ball. If Lucas ever masters waiting on secondary pitches, so he's pulling those balls. If he ever learns to wait and let that ball break, the key to hitting the breaking ball is not, your tendency is to want to rush out and get it, and it's just the opposite. Let it break into your bat, hit it right up on the plate like a golf ball, like a golfer, and then Lucas is going to hit them a ton.
3-2. Popped it up near the mound. Stoltz is going to try and take it himself, and does. Sometimes there's no choice but to let the pitcher catch it.
Especially with the shift.
Hanging slider stayed inside, just tied him up. Was unintentional. Simmons is saying, sorry, I apologize. I should have been there.
He had a big smile on his face. He was ready to back up if needed. 2 out and nobody on now. Kadire, who flied out to right his first time up. And that slow curveball sits high for ball 1.
I know we haven't, it's bad weather here. We had some rain. It's chilly. It's not a really, really big crowd. But it's interesting, Ronnie, and I know that you can attest to this. Whenever you get a rain delay, it takes a while to get that motor running.
That's right.
It just throws you off. You're ready to go at 7 o'clock.
Well, all ball players are creatures of habit, right? So they go on the field at the same time, stretch about the same time. When they have a rain delay like you had tonight, there's no batting practice, so you're in the cage.
Pulled. Callaspo over to get it. And Kadire retired, and the Mets are out 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. Dylan G heads back to the mound for the fourth. Mets and Braves tied at 1. Must get weighed down by all those pins, don't you think? That's a lot of metal.
It's a lot on his brain right there.
A.J. Pierzynski will lead off against Dylan G. in the 4th inning. Pierzynski doubled and scored the Braves run in the 2nd, and we're getting a little overwhelmed by some new food items that have made their way into Citi Field for 2015. Josh Capon, who's just a terrific chef. El Toro Blanco, Bowery Meat Company, B&B Wine Pub. He has created a line of grilled cheese sandwiches. That one's hit toward the hole, and a base hit for Pierzynski, leading off in the 4th. So Pierzynski now 2 for 2. And I don't know where to look first. Well, we've got the Black Angus short rib grilled cheese.
That looks
this
outstanding.
One right here.
The short ribs. Keith's done for the next 2 innings.
Which one you have the vegetarian one there? The spring vegetable panini?
This is vegetarian here.
It's got my attention.
We've got the pepper crusted bacon grilled cheese. That's
Can I?
You can't turn that down.
Nice.
Hit the center field, falling fast, and it's in front of Lagares for a base hit. So Kelly Johnson is aboard, and the Braves have something working here in the 4th, 1st and 2nd, and nobody out.
Well, a bullet and a bloop. Change up. Oh, just a little sinker off the end of the bat.
Little fake by Lagares here.
Keith, you go right ahead and
Can I?
eat your snack.
Yeah.
Right. Ronnie and I will
we
take
got
over.
this. We got this covered.
Sure?
Yeah. Well, I can't. It is live TV. I can't assure you.
That's the last thing people want to hear is me chewing on my
Well, that's why
bread.
I have a cough button. It's also known as a chew button. So here's Simmons, who drove in the Atlanta run, the base hit to center. They brought in Pierzynski, play that was allowed to stand after review. And Dylan gets one over for a strike. Simmons has now hit in 6 straight games with his base hit first time up. Looks like he is bound and determined to be a better contact hitter than he was last year. And he rifles that one to left, but right at Kadire, and that is a hard first out.
Well, lucky this ball wasn't lifted. This is a hanging breaking ball. Right on the screws. Oh, hanging on that inside part of the plate, and hang with them is right. So break for the Mets as well as Dylan.
So now G has the 8 and 9 hitters coming up. That was a huge out for him.
This has got to be a discussion, you would think, about runner on second base, maybe changing up the signs. I can't see why it would be anything else. 8th place hitter swinging the bat.
So if Tejada comes in and gets that information, how does he translate that information to Flores?
He'll hide his mouth with the glove, and he'll mouth it to him. Second sign, first sign, whatever.
It's really better if Flores comes in too, so you both are on the same page.
Peterson was intentionally walked his first trip, and Dylan throws one in the dirt.
Because you have some pitchers that'll have really complicated or more complicated signals, like sign after 2. Here they shouldn't do anything here because there's no base stealing threat.
So it's just that one communication, letting the shortstop know what the series of signs.
Yeah, but Keith's right. The Flores should come in. They both should come in together. Make sure they get it right.
Yeah, I agree.
Pierzynski at second, Kelly Johnson at first with 1 out. Peterson just 1 RBI this year. And he pops that one up in foul ground. Campbell will take a look, but it's in the crowd. 1 and 2.
Campbell's a hustler. Campbell's a hustler, isn't he? Always never takes anything for granted kind of player.
Isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
One, 2 coming, and Peterson takes the curveball down. 2 and 2. And now a full count. Pitcher on deck.
I wouldn't And I just you can't run him. Not here.
You challenge the hitter here, Ronnie?
No, 3-2 changeup, I think, is what you'll see here. Down and away. There it is.
Good call.
Gets the comebacker. Off balance throw to second. Flores turns it over. Beautiful double play. 1-6-3. What a play by G to get it started. And Flores quick in the middle.
Beautiful. It's all about G here, Ronnie, making that play on the run, getting it to Flores. Flores' momentum carries him away. Just a beautiful pair, started by G.
We're celebrating 10 years of Mets baseball on SNY. After the break, we'll go back and relive another one of the thrilling moments from the past. In the air, left center field. It's well hit. Back near the wall to Maris, and it's out of here! Damien Easley ties the game with a 2-out, 2-strike pinch hit home run in the bottom of the 10th inning. A drag bunt. He gets it down. No play, and the Mets win it. A perfect drag bunt by Andy Chavez brings home Sean Green with the winning run, and the Mets win their first extra inning game of the year, 2-1 in 12. The smiles of those two men, Damien Easley and Andy Chavez, are not easily forgotten.
You know, I almost forgot how what a great role that Damien Easley played. He was just such a fine player. A starter his whole career. Came over here and was a bench player and could hit the fastball.
Well, there's Matt Harvey in the Mets dugout, and there was much consternation before the game today when the beat writers saw that Matt was leaving the ballpark and heading to the doctor. The word has just come back from the Mets that what Harvey's been dealing with now for the better part of a month has been a mild ankle sprain, and that it's not serious, and they will not miss a start.
Which leg, Gare?
I was not told.
Okay.
He is scheduled to pitch Saturday afternoon at Yankee Stadium, and he is going to take that start. Campbell lifts one to right field, and Markakis over to get it, 1 out.
I figured he was just on the G4 to Pittsburgh to see the Rangers game.
Yeah, he's wearing his Rangers jersey when he left the ballpark. He's talking to Anthony Recker. Recker was also seen by the doctor today. Recker has a bone spur in his right elbow, but he's good to go, and he can play as needed. So two mild medical issues, much less serious than the severe ones the Mets have had to deal with the first 2+ weeks of the season. Here's Kevin Plawecki, who flied out to right his first time up and takes a strike from Stoltz. Good cut by Plawecki. 0-2. Plawecki 2 hits in his Major League debut. Mets have had half a dozen players who've had at least 2 hits in each of their first 2 games.
Wow.
That's a quick turnaround on that jersey, by the way. They were ready. Pops this one up into shallow left center. And Eric Young calling. 2 out. Well, we just showed you the vignette from April 24th, 2007. Earlier today, fans were asked to tweet their memories to @SNYTV using hashtag SNY10years. Today's tweet comes from the teacher, Chris. He wasn't happy that Willie brought up Damien Easley.
He wasn't happy. He was infuriated.
Live and learn.
I don't know if I'd like to be in Chris's class.
Take a chill.
You don't
pill.
want your teacher getting infuriated?
No.
Here's Wilmer Flores, who drove in the Mets run with a base hit up the middle in the second inning. It was an 8-pitch at bat for Flores, who had to foul away some tough ones to get one to his liking.
Wilmer, when he's going good, Keith, for a big, tall athlete, he's got a short stroke when he's got it going right.
2-hopper for Callaspo. And the side retired. That's 8 in a row now retired by Eric Stoltz. 1-2-3 inning for him. We go to the 5th at Citi Field, tied at 1. Into a pretty but somewhat chilly night, with some more chilly nights ahead the next couple. But the Mets raging hot, 9 straight wins, locked in a 1-1 tie tonight. Eric Stoltz leads off in the 5th inning against Dylan G. Stoltz struck out with a couple of men on to end the second, and he takes a strike. Okay, so you guys sampled those sandwiches. I sampled the sandwiches.
Yeah.
My opinion, awesome.
Tremendous.
Very, very, very good.
I had the short rib.
Short rib?
Yeah.
That was great.
And the chips were great.
The chips were outstanding.
The bacon grilled cheese was great. So thank you to Josh Capon. By the way, these sandwiches are available field level near section 125 and in the Caesars Club. So
okay,
if you're in either one of those locations, stop on by. You will be well rewarded. 1-2 to Stoltz. I got it. I got my souvenir.
That's great.
That 86-69 jacket. Very nice.
I've seen a lot of people with those.
What is it? Next year is going to be 30?
Don't even,
Ronnie?
Don't even say it. You're right.
Think
buddy.
about it.
You're right.
The first year we were on the air here in 2006 on SNY, we had the 20th anniversary celebration. That was when we got to hear Ronnie tell us that he was verklempt.
Exactly. I don't know where that word came from, by the way.
To me, we run these vignettes, 10 years on SNY. That's one of my highlights. Third strikeout for G as he gets Stoltz to start the 5th.
30 years ago. My goodness.
You were just a young pup.
And I'm just a decrepit old man.
Decrepit. Oh, don't go that. Don't be so harsh on yourself.
Might be a little bit overstated the case. Eric Young is 0 for 2, fly to left, grounded to first. Well, Dylan G needs 2 more outs to extend his unlikely streak. 48 straight times that Dylan G has taken the mound, he has gone at least 5 innings, which is the longest current streak in the majors and 2 shy of a Mets club record. Doc Gooden went 50 straight starts of 5 innings or more. Not all those days have been great days, but at least he has stuck around long enough to not put too much pressure on the bullpen.
I guess to put it in perspective for you folks out there, it's just you're going to have that day where you just get blown out of the water early, and Dylan has not had that. 48 times in a row, looking at 49 right now.
3-1 to Young, a guy you do not want to walk. And he gets the second strike. You want to looking for the walk.
Key to me, EY is just another guy like Callaspo. You pitch him away, play him away if you get behind him.
Yep, I agree.
3-2. In the air, pretty deep to right center. Back in the gap goes Mayberry. He can't get it, and now Eric Young off to the races. Around second and heading for third, and he will easily pull in with a triple. Second triple of the year for Eric Young. And the go-ahead run at third with 1 out.
Well, the only thing that's wrong with this pitch is that you can see Mayberry here just out of his reach, and that's probably Young's best bolt. Is that he got it out over the plate, but it's down where he likes it. I think if you get it upstairs, he's not going to pull it.
Infield in for Callaspo. Squeeze bunt always a chance with this guy, but he swings and fouls one away. Callaspo 1 for 2, had a base hit to left field his last time up. Braves now a run on 6 hits. The Mets a run on 3 hits. And Callaspo takes an awfully long look.
He's a guy that should get the guy in. Makes contact inside out.
Now he's in a 2-strike hole.
Little backdoor slider, good pitch. Very red hot Markakis in the on deck circle.
Gene needing a strikeout. Callaspo makes contact, not very deep. Young tagging against Lagares' arm. Here he comes, and Lagares' throw up the line, and the Braves go in front.
Well, there's a case right there where playing shallow got the better of Lagares and the Mets, not unable to back up and come with his momentum forward. He had nothing on the throw, just all arm strength there, kind of on his heels a little bit. Just didn't have a chance to get back and get in a position to come forward.
Awfully hard to throw out EY even with a perfect
Correct.
throw. So a sacrifice fly for Callaspo. Braves up 2-1. And now Markakis takes a curveball for a strike. Markakis hit a bullet his last time up, and Ruben Tejada made a leaping grab of his line drive. Markakis is a hard 1 for 5 in this series. Pulls that one to the hole, and he finds some space for a base hit.
Boy, oh boy, he's been impressive with the bat. And you see on the outfield coming in off the fringe, off-speed pitch. Markakis just looks like Ted Williams up there.
When you hit the ball to all fields, they can't play the shift on you, so you get those base hits.
Now it's Freddie Freeman, who's 0 for 2, line to left, struck out. Freddie's 0 for 6 in this series with 4 strikeouts.
It is there's certain hitters that I look at that are successful, and it's not a pretty swing what that Freeman has, but he gets it done. Now who might have changed him? It's a tremendous success.
There's the good changeup by G, and it's 0-2.
One thing he's doing in this series, though, Keith, he's swinging the pitches out of the strike zone. You very rarely see him do that.
G struck him out upstairs last time up.
Good
and
pitch.
Up and in.
In this series, Freeman's been up 6 times, struck out 4 times. You don't see that a lot from Freddie.
Markakis at first and 2 out. Golfs that one foul.
G's putting a little something extra on the fastball with Freeman here. I'd rather see him get the ball upstairs, Ronnie. I'm a little fearful of the ball down to Freeman.
Swung at one in the dirt. You need to bounce the pitch here. See if he'll do it again.
Or way up the ladder.
Comes up and in. He flies one out to left, and Kadire comes in to grab it. That retires the side, but the Braves go back in front. Eric Young triples and scores halfway through. 2-1 Braves. Keith's crunching.
Nice.
Braves have gone in front twice. Mets rallied the tie the first time. They'll try and do it again in the fifth. Ruben Tejada will lead off against Eric Stoltz. Tejada reached on an error his first time up. And takes a strike. Dylan G on deck, and then John Mayberry for the Mets in the fifth. Mets have managed just 3 hits against Stoltz, who's now retired 8 in a row. And Tejada pops one up. Peterson out to get it. 1 out.
Well, every game so far has had a little bit of an edge to it.
What?
Every game has had a little bit of an edge to it. The Mets have played so far. This is the first one where it's a dull, it's a little flat ball game. And both benches, both teams, the rain had a lot to do with it.
G tried to sacrifice his first time up and bunted into a force play. And Stoltz with a curveball gets ahead 0-2, and we check in with Steve Gelb. Steve?
Well, with John Mayberry Jr. in the on-deck circle, seems a good time to talk about a conversation I had with him in spring training. And, you know, he seemed to have a pretty obvious baseball idol as we see Dylan G strike out there. John Mayberry Sr., of course, played for over 10 years in the league. He was a 2-time All-Star, but John Mayberry Jr., he was born a year after his dad played baseball in the major leagues, so he never saw him play. He actually idolized somebody different. In 1989 and 1990, his dad was actually a coach on the Royals staff. And there was a guy named Bo Jackson playing for the Royals at the time. Now, little John Mayberry Jr. was 5 and 6 years old those years. He had the run of the place, he told me, and he used to be what he termed a bit of an annoyance to Bo Jackson. But Bo Jackson was great to him. He used to show him his bow and arrow that he kept in the clubhouse. He also said that he used to call him the little knucklehead, but loved having him around. And what John Mayberry Jr. told me is that at that time as a kid, you don't know anything about baseball other than you want to hit the ball far. And to him, Bo Jackson was larger than life, and he hit the ball further than anybody could.
Greatest athlete I have ever seen.
He's got a rank right there, that's for sure.
Well, I totally agree. I got to play against him and pitch against him. He beat me in Chicago with a 471-foot home run when he was playing for the White Sox with one good hip.
Tremendous power, great arm, incredible speed, and then he played that other sport too.
Right.
And he was pretty good at that.
He was great at that.
I remember when he ran over the linebacker from Oklahoma.
Bosworth
and up in Seattle.
Good change up by Stoltz to strike out Mayberry. So Stoltz is on a roll now. He's retired 11 in a row. 5 strikeouts for Stoltz and a 2-1 Atlanta lead. Oof. Lackey had a 5-0 lead early in that game and let it get away. A.J. Pierzynski 2 for 2, single and a double. He scored a run. As we start the 6th inning, he goes after the changeup and misses. 1-1. Pierzynski, Kelly Johnson, and Andrelton Simmons for the Braves in the 6th. Dylan G's given up 2 runs and 7 hits over the first 5 innings. We talked about it at the outset tonight about G and his status and maybe a little bit of added pressure on him now. The Mets have put Rafael Montero down in Las Vegas to get ready for a start next week. Hit toward the hole, and that's going to sneak through for a base hit, and Pierzynski is 3 for 3.
He is swinging a nice bat himself. Came into the game hitting 300. And this is just, what can you do? A nice backdoor curveball, and the hitter goes right with it. That's all you can do with that pitch. That's just good hitting right there.
That's what you talked about, waiting on the breaking pitch, right Keith?
Precisely.
3 at-bats for Pierzynski, 3 leadoff hits. And he's aboard for Kelly Johnson, who had a base hit right behind him in the 4th inning. So Montero made 1 start for Vegas and pitched into the 3rd inning. 40-some pitches. They're going to stretch him out to 70 or 75 tomorrow night. And unless he has a terrible outing, he's going to pitch Tuesday in Miami to give the Mets an extra starter, to give everybody an extra day of rest. That's the plan, because the Mets have 13 straight days without an off day. But you have to also look at Dylan G and look at his performances so far this year and wonder whether at some point his rotation spot is going to be in jeopardy if the results don't improve. Now, how far down the road that is, I don't know. Campbell over for a look, and right at the railing makes a nice catch. Good adjustment by Campbell right as he got to the railing. Getting no help on the visitor's side.
Normally you see guys backhand a play like this, but he pulls a little Willie Mays there. Basket catch. Full concentration at the railing. Nice play.
So Campbell with a nice play to retire Kelly Johnson. Now 1 out and 1 on for Andrelton Simmons.
I know what you're saying, Gary, but you know what's strange for Dylan G? He's kind of been behind the 8 ball all winter long, hasn't he? With trade talk and.
Could be a double play. Tejada flips it to Flores, and the Mets turn a double play for the second time tonight. 4-6-3. So that gets G around a leadoff hit. Still 2-1 Atlanta. Goes for his 4th win against the Braves ace Julio Teheran. Our coverage begins at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon right here on SNY. Juan Lagares up for the 3rd time against Eric Stoltz, who's retired 11 in a row, and Lagares takes ball 1. Lagares has been up twice, struck out both times. Duda and Kadire to follow. There are your starters for tomorrow. The amazing Bartolo Colon, just a month shy of his 42nd birthday, doing things that seem unfathomable with his arm, with his bat, with his glove. He's been worth the price of admission. Peterson to his right, gets in front of it, and throws out Lagares 1 away, and that is 12 in a row retired by Eric Stoltz. So now Duda, who's lined out and popped up 0 for 2. Now 0 for his last 11. And the Braves again put on the full shift against him with nobody on. Callaspo out in shallow right field, the 3rd baseman. Kind of would invent a different number for that player, right?
Like 10 or something?
Well, he's not 5. I mean, 5 is over there near the 3rd base line, not at shallow right field.
I was going to ask you, did you distinguish it on your scorecard? If there's a ground ball to Callaspo, it's 5-3 in your scorecard. Do you distinguish it with a mark?
I probably should. I haven't reached that point of sophistication yet.
It's got to be 5-3.
No,
well, it is
but
5-3.
I'm saying, do you distinguish that he caught it on the right side of the diamond?
Oh, make a note.
Yeah.
Should be like, I don't know. Well, how would you denote that?
Maybe a check mark, or I don't know, or a little half circle with an arrow.
How about a line from home plate to second to deep right between short right field? Some line if the ball was on the ground that way.
A 5-3 line?
A dotted line because it's a ground ball.
Well, what are we doing here?
Don't know. I mean, who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's at third, but I don't know who's in shallow right field. Maybe. Duda lines one over the shift and into right for a base hit. And right between the rover and the right fielder. And Duda snaps that 0 for 11 with a 1-out single. Stoltz had retired 12 in a row.
Well, the defense here, you see the out short right field. Hanging curveball. This is what Duda's been doing well with the breaking ball, both to lefties and righties. Is that he's been waiting nicely on it. Where last year he'd get out in front. This one's kind of crowding him inside. Look how quick he is. My father used to always tell me, trust your hands. Trust the quickness of your hands.
Michael Cuddyer bats with the tying run at first and 1 out. Cuddier's flied out and grounded out 0 for 2. And Stoltz misses up and away. And the Braves are going to get their bullpen cooking now behind Stoltz, who's at 92 pitches. Stoltz has thrown 5 innings in each of his first 2 starts. This is the first time he's gotten beyond that. Cody Martin getting to work in the Atlanta bullpen. Changeup misses. 2-0 to Cuddyer. Career highs for Cuddyer. He won a batting title 2 years ago. Hit .332 last year in an injury-shortened season. Presented by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball for free at DraftKings.com. Enter promo code NYM for free entry. Now Stoltz finding difficulty for the first time since the early innings.
He's starting to drop, Gary, his elbow on his changeup and telegraphing that changeup. He's thrown 2 in a row. He's lucky they were out of the strike zone.
See if Cuddyer swinging 3-0. Takes it right down the middle, 3-1.
A little bit like Trevor Cahill last night. Remember in the 5th inning he couldn't find the strike zone when he got in a little bit of trouble. Simple motion here from Stoltz. Good athlete, takes the ball out of the glove early. Not a lot of arm action and not a lot of push off. All upper body.
He hasn't walked anybody all night. And rookie Martin, part of that Atlanta bullpen, which is either very young or very old.
He's got my non-roster St. Louis number. 57.
3-1 coming. And Cuddyer takes on the outside corner with the changeup. 3-2.
Looked like Cuddyer was taking all the way. Interesting.
So now a full count. Would you send Duda with 1 out? Cuddier's been striking out a lot.
No, definitely not. Not down a run. I would not.
Not going. Cuddyer lifts one to right center. Back goes Markakis. And that's the 2nd out.
It's funny how these little soft tossing left-handers can befuddle a lineup, huh?
It's almost like they throw below the hitting speed at times.
It's like you never hear of a right-hander, you know, soft tossing right-hander that very often. It's always the left-hander.
So Freddie doesn't go too far away from Carlos Tosca. They've got a nice relationship with his bench coach.
So here's Campbell, who doubled back in the 2nd inning and scored the only Met run, flying out in the 4th. And he hits this one down the left field line. A long run over for Johnson, and it's in the crowd, a foul ball. Interesting that Campbell pulled his double right over the third base bag back in the 2nd, and Callaspo is playing all the way over to the line now.
If you're a third baseman and you have a left-hander who's a soft tosser, throw some cutters, that's a good place to play.
I think it's too close to the line. I think you can get 10, 12, 13 feet off the line. You can still cover that line. I mean, we're not in the 7th inning yet where you would guard lines. The old rule, 7th inning on, tying run at the plate or on base, or you guard the lines. So we're only in the 6th.
Stoltz about to throw his 100th pitch of the night. And Campbell swings over the changeup, 1-2.
Good sinking change out of the strike zone. Bait pitch.
Duda at first and 2 down. Campbell wastes away the fastball.
Fastball up and in, change up away. It's been done for 100 years.
Kevin Plawecki would be next. Mets have had just 4 hits tonight against Stoltz, who hasn't walked a batter. Had trouble to deal with the first 2 innings, dispensed with that, and has been very good since. 1-2. Played with the changeup, 2-2. Sean Gilmartin gets up in the Mets bullpen.
Nice shot.
Martin up for the Braves, Gilmartin for the Mets. 2-2 to Campbell. And Eric hits one toward the middle of the diamond, but Peterson is there, and that retires the side. So Stoltz gets through 6 with the lead. On to the 7th we go at Citi Field with the Braves up 2-1. Back out to the mound for the 7th inning. There's his pitch selection and average velocity so far tonight.
I do like that. I like that. A lot of change-ups. I wish he threw a few more curveballs, but still, nice assortment of pitches from Dillon tonight.
Chase Peterson takes the first pitch for a strike. Peterson drew an intentional walk in the 2nd. Then with 2 men on in the 4th, hit one between G in the first base bag. G ran it down and started a terrific double play. Lagares gets turned around and makes an incredible catch. Oh, wow. He just keeps outdoing himself. He turned again, and somehow found this baseball.
This might be the best one I've seen yet, Ron.
Well, remember, we said it was windy. So the ball was playing tricks on him right from the start. Look one way, look the other, and catch it over his shoulder.
Over the wrong shoulder, too. It's just an incredible play. He is wonderful. My goodness.
Golden.
Oh. I mean, he's like the Paul Blairs and the Kurt Floods that played shallow center field and go back. I know I'm not being contemporary, but those are the two guys that come to mind.
They only happen every once in a while. That's why you're not contemporary. Andrew Jones, maybe with the Braves in his heyday.
Bill Goslin, the pinch hitter, batting for Stoltz. What made that play so remarkable is he had no angle. Campbell grabs it. That's why he had to keep looking over one shoulder and then the other. Normally you have some angle on the ball, but he had none.
Watch Peterson's reaction. You got to be kidding me.
Well, the two best defensive players in the game on the same field whenever the Mets play the Braves, with Lagares and Simmons, and they both just make you shake your head. Eric Goodell joins Sean Gilmartin in the Mets bullpen. So 2 out and nobody on. And now Eric Young, who tripled and scored the go-ahead run in this game in the 5th inning. Breaks his bat. Flores charges, has to hurry, gets him by a stride, side retired. So G pitches a 1-2-3 7th with the help of the Golden Glove of Juan Lagares, where extra base hits go to die. Even he had to smile at that one. 7th inning stretch, 2-1 Atlanta.
Muy bueno.
Pass rusher. How will the Jets use their 6th pick? In an in-depth preview of next week's draft. Plus, the crew breaks down the Jets' 2015 schedule on an all-new Jets Nation Sunday at 7, only on SNY. Back to our Verizon trivia question. Which Met player led the team in hits during the '86 postseason? Kevin Plawecki leads off against the new Atlanta pitcher Cody Martin as we start the bottom of the 7th.
I'll say Ray Knight. Ooh,
Leonard, leadoff.
Most famously, that Game 3 home run against the Astros.
That was electric. Ronnie, you flew that game, right?
I was there for a short time. Couple of hours of ill-fated fury.
Rookie Cody Martin has done quite a job in the Atlanta bullpen.
He has. He's given up a home run, though, to Michael Morse in the game against Miami.
Plawecki shoots one to right. Markakis moves over and makes the backhand grab, one away.
I'm talking about the home run in the World Series of Game 3 in Boston.
Yes, off Oil Can Boyd, the leadoff.
That was the most, I think, one of the most important hits of that series. that got us going. And then you threw a heck of a ball game.
Yeah.
And I was worried about you because we're down 0-2 and you're pitching at home. Your first World Series appearance, and you're pitching at home. I was nervous.
The hardest part about the postseason sometimes is everyone, especially when you're at home, people want tickets.
Flores thinks about a bunt with Carrasco playing back.
What was Bob Murphy's call when Lenny hit the home run against Houston?
Against the Astros?
Yeah.
Man, they call nails on the Mets ball club.
Oh, very good.
I remember the call he made in the trainer's room. He was snoring.
Flores drives one to deep left field. Back goes Johnson near the wall. It's out of here! Wilmer Flores ties the game. Number 3 for Wilmer Flores, and the Mets draw even in the bottom of the 7th. Well, what did Terry Collins say today? He's had a history of driving in the big run. Mets have 2 runs tonight, both driven in by Wilmer Flores.
He's got pop. And this is going to be middle in and nothing down. He loves that ball middle in.
Now Ruben Tejada.
Wants it away. Oh, he stayed in on a breaking ball. Very good, Wilmer. Oh, jeez. Scrum.
1-1 to Tejada. Well, he used 2 hands. He just couldn't hold it. And down they go.
Goodness.
Oh, wow.
What is going on
I
here?
think they're friends. I hope they're friends.
Oh, my.
Tejada gets under 1 to left. This one's playable for Kelly Johnson. And that's the second out.
Well, this team might be the spark they need.
It's every night it seems like there's a new hero.
Well, G off the hook with that home run, which means $2,000 for an NYC community partner, courtesy of Citi. Daniel Murphy will now pinch hit for G, so Dylan is done after 7 solid innings, allowed 2 runs, 8 hits. Sean Gilmartin looks like he'll be ready to pitch the 8th. Murphy getting the night off tonight. 0 for 3 in last night's game and takes a big rip. Murph just 7 for 48 to start the year. 7 for 49, excuse me. How about this? Wilmer Flores now has 10 career home runs. 9 of the 10 have come in the 5th inning or later.
Well, Wally Backman told me last year, I asked him about Wilmer, and he said, Keith, he's going to be fine. And I'll elaborate after this pitch. He said he can look awful at the plate. He goes, but the son of a gun can hit in the clutch, and he's not phased when a pitcher can tie him up for 3 at-bats, and he looks awful, and the son of a gun will get a hit late. He said he's going to be fine. When they're coming from Wally, that's fine with me.
Murphy, late swing foul. Well, the one thing Wilmer has never lacked is a belief in his own ability. When everybody else has been questioning him, I don't think it's ever fazed him.
He's got a belief, but the other thing is that he's low key. He's a low key guy. Like, you wouldn't know the difference if you went 0 for 4 in the game or 4 for 4. And I think that's a great trait to have in a game where you have a lot of 3 for 10 is good.
Well, he's 6 for his last 10 now. Murphy strikes out on the curveball. Pierzynski has to make the toss, and that retires the side. But the Mets get even. Wilmer Flores ties it up with his 3rd home run of the year. And we head to the 8th at Citi Field. The Mets and Braves all even at 2. Twins and bidding for 10 tonight. Mets looking for their first double-digit winning streak since 2008. Sean Gilmartin comes on to pitch the 8th and misses low to Alberto Callaspo. Dylan G goes 7, 2 runs, 7 hits, an intentional walk and 3 strikeouts, and no decision for G tonight.
Well, he should be proud. That was a nice performance by Dylan tonight. And it's interesting, Terry Collins before the game said, well, Alex Torres and Sean Gilmartin won't be used like Jerry Blevins as a left-handed only kind of specialist, but here to face the right-handed Callaspo and then Markakis and Freeman.
Last night it was Torres who came in to strike out Freeman in a big spot. Duda over near the dugout railing and just enough room to make the catch. So Campbell at one railing, Duda at the other, and Callaspo retired for the first out in the 8th.
Look at Lucas picks up the railing, has it all the way. Well done.
Didn't have to flip the railing like that left-hand pitcher who's now in Oakland.
Well,
yes.
Lucas got to go gingerly. He knocked that fence down.
Yes, he might. So Callaspo upset that there's as much foul territory as there is here at Citi Field. So now it's the 2 lefties, Markakis and Freeman. Markakis 1 for 3 tonight at a base hit his last time up. And Gilmartin gets a slider in for a strike. And Buddy Carlisle up in the Mets bullpen. But it's all left-hand hitters here. Markakis, Freeman, Pierzynski, Johnson. I'll go out of play.
Boy, Markakis is on everything. I don't care if it's left-handed, right-handed, slow, hard, soft. He is right on.
Sean Gilmartin still adjusting to life in the bullpen. He was a starting pitcher in the minor leagues. First in the Braves and then in the Twins organization. And Markakis golfs one to left, and Kadire in and toward the line to get it. 2 out. Jim Johnson warming up in the Atlanta bullpen. Right now, let's check in with the studio. Michelle Yu has Game Break brought to you by Ford. That's when you're having a long season with the go-ahead run scores on a balk.
You know, when you're a pitching coach, certain pitchers will get in a really tense mode when they're in that stretch. You have to teach them to get really relaxed because one little thing happens wrong, you can balk like that, like he did.
Freddie Freeman 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 7 in this series, batting with 2 out and nobody on. And takes the breaking ball down, 2-0. A.J. Pierzynski, another left-hand hitter on deck. Gilmartin's retired the first 2 here in the 8th. And another breaking ball misses, 3-0.
He could be swinging here, lefty-lefty.
Yep.
Oh, he counters with a breaking ball, 3-0. Freddie said something to Plawecki.
Yep.
Like you called a 3-0.
3-0.
Come on.
Nobody did.
It's a 3-1. And another breaking ball and another strike. So Gilmartin sticking with the game plan and Freeman getting a little befuddled. Three-two. Just missed. Almost got that front door curveball in there again. But Freeman draws the 2-out walk.
Has to be down if anything, and that's borderline.
First unintentional walk given up by Met pitching tonight. Met pitchers came into the night having issued the fewest walks of any staff in the National League. That's just 29 walks now in 131 innings.
Just totally opposite of last season.
Last year, the Mets pitching staff was up among the league leaders in issuing walks. So now Pierzynski, who's had a big night, 3 for 3, 2 singles, a double, a run scored. And Gilmartin misses with a fastball. curveball misses, and Gil Martin again behind 2-0.
How many times do you hear the "Let's Go Mets" chant when the Mets are on defense? Not very often.
Ellie Johnson would be next. Well, it's a small but lively crowd tonight. Game delayed a half hour by rain. Temperature has cooled down. And now it's 3-0 to Pierzynski.
There's a 2-0 change up there from Gil Martin. He's going to have to use his fastball more.
I agree.
Than he's using it now.
Because it's going to go around the league. It's going to get around quick.
(3-0) to Pierzynski. And that's ball 4. So back-to-back 2-out walks to Freeman and Pierzynski. And now what do? If you're Terry Collins, first, you're going to wait to see if they pinch hit. They've got an all right-handed bench, and indeed, Freddie Freeman's going to go to his bench. Freddie Gonzalez is going to go to his bench, bring in Johnny Gomes to pinch hit, and you have to believe Terry is going to counter with Buddy Carlisle.
Yes. So Terry was ready for this one. Was not caught asleep. Never caught asleep, hardly at all. Terry is always Johnny on the spot.
Here comes the announcement.
Yeah, he's waiting for Gomes to be announced into the game. And as soon as he is, Terry will come up the steps. And here we go. So Gil Martin gets the first 2, then walks a pair. Gomes coming up to pinch hit, and Carlisle will come in to face him to try to keep this game tied in the top of the 8th. Pitching change at Citi Field. Buddy Carlisle coming in. We'll be right back. By your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. Visit them on the web at searchmercedes.com. Buddy Carlisle comes into a tight spot in the 8th inning.
He's come into a few tight spots so far this season to get that final out of the inning, but it'll be a tough test here. Johnny Gomes is great off the bench.
Gomes started and played left field last night. Reached base 3 times, 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Freeman the go-ahead run at second. Pierzynski at first with 2 out. Carlisle coming off a rough outing his last time out on Sunday against the Marlins. Gave up 2 runs and 3 hits in the 8th inning. And comes in here in a spot where he needs to get 1 king-sized out against Johnny Gomes. And Gomes takes a strike.
Almost didn't stop at the belt.
He's very quick at the break. Might get a break because he's got a lot of professional seasons under his belt, but very quick at the break.
Rookie umpires at both home plate and first base, so you need to be careful. And Gomes takes a knee-high strike, and Carlisle quickly ahead 0-2.
You know Carlisle's going to come after you.
It's almost like the hitters keep sitting on the breaking ball from Carlisle, and he keeps pouring in that fastball.
Good pitch.
Gomes is a pinch hitter, 2 for 3 with a home run. Oh, 2. Fouls back that fastball. Andrelton Simmons waits on deck. Braves 2 runs, 8 hits. The Mets 2 runs, 5 hits. The Braves have twice taken the lead. The Mets twice have come back to tie.
Gomes is a smart hitter. You just can't stay one way outside on him. He will punch that ball to right field in these RBI kind of situations.
Carlisle working with Plawecki for the first time. Jim Johnson up in the Braves bullpen. Oh, 2 to Johnny Gomes. Popped it up. Campbell settles under it. Side retired. Buddy Carlisle comes in and gets one big out. Curtis Granderson with a bat in his hands. Mets will come to bat in the bottom of the 8th, tied at 2. A dearth of offense tonight, but Wilmer Flores has driven in both runs with a 2nd inning single and a 7th inning home run, both times tying the game up. And now the Mets will come to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning. Johnny Gomes, who pinch hits, stays in the game in left field, and the veteran right-hander Jim Johnson, who looked so good against the Mets in Atlanta, will take over the pitching.
He was so good against the Mets in Atlanta, but then has struggled after that.
Had 2 bad outings in Toronto on the first stop of the Braves trip. Curtis Granderson batting for John Mayberry, who had the leadoff spot tonight. Had a triple in 3 at-bats, and Johnson quickly ahead of him 0-2. Granderson broke out last night, 3 hits, 4 RBIs. But Johnson missing inside 1 and 2. Lagares and Duda to follow. Granderson's never had much luck with Johnson. 1 for 13 against him. This is with a changeup, 2-2.
Well, this has been the big improvement with Curtis, is just being a good 2-strike hitter.
And he lays face off. Another change, a full count. Johnson, who's had such an up and down last few years. Familia up in the Mets bullpen. 3-2 to Granderson. And it's too high. Ball 4. Granderson, after an 0-2 count, works out another walk.
Fabulous.
Kerry, how many times have you said that this year with Granderson?
Well, how do you play this if you're Terry Collins? Do you have Lagares bunt?
I have him bunt. Playing for 1 run here.
Maybe take the bat out of Duda's hands then?
You don't mind with Kadire and Campbell? I don't have an issue. I wouldn't hit and run here because it's just you don't have any familiarity with Lagares to Johnson.
Fiasco in on the grass at third as Granderson takes his lead at first.
A throw over to first by Johnson to see if Lagares would tip his hand.
Juan started the night with an 8-game hitting streak, but he's 0 for 3 tonight. Had 2 strikeouts and a ground out against Eric Stoltz, who pitched a solid 6 innings. And he is squaring, and he takes it outside. Pierzynski faked a throw, but Freeman was charging. There was nobody covering first base. Long look for Lagares down at Timmy Tuffle to see if the bunt's still on. Duda looming on deck.
Would you let him now 1-0 just get 1 strike? Give him a swing.
I'm not against that.
I'd love to see him swing. And he does with the runner going, and he finds the vacated hole. A hit and run base hit for Lagares. And the lead run is now at third. It's all working for the Mets right now.
It certainly is, and I stand corrected about the hit and run. And Terry does not like the hit and run. And this is very sweet by Lagares. The pitch was out of the strike zone. Your job is to get a piece of the ball, hit it on the ground, and you get a base hit out of it too. Well done.
9-game hitting streak for Lagares. Didn't have to do much with it, but made contact, and now the go-ahead run at third with nobody out.
And they're playing back in the middle infielders.
Wow. Conceding the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 8th. In the dirt and stopped by Pierzynski. Ball 1. What do you think about that?
I do not like that. And the first thing is, did you realize the second baseman for the Braves? Good stop here by Pierzynski. Do you realize the second baseman for the Braves on that maybe bunt that Granite was covering second base? Wrong play.
Good call, Ron.
Duda 1 for 3 tonight. And Lucas lines one to left field, and the Mets take the lead. Granderson comes in to score. Duda with the RBI single. 3-2 New York.
There's a hit and run, vacated by second base. He left way too early. He was already way over to the run, and he was already too far over because of the bunt. Now, this is just good hitting. You don't need a 3-run home run and a headline here. You just keep the train moving. Well done.
Well, it all started with Granderson behind in the count, working out the walk. An executed hit and run. Duda drives on the go-ahead run, and now the Mets look for more. Still nobody out. Kadire 0 for 3 tonight. Lagares at second, Duda at first.
Well, I'm an old hit and run guy. I love it. And kudos to Terry Collins putting the hit and run on. Something he doesn't do very often. Perfect time for it, and his players execute.
Kadire grounds one slowly. Callaspo going to go to second with it, and Peterson turns it in time for the double play. So a 5-4-3 double play, and Lagares moves to third.
Tell you what, a tough throw here. Callaspo almost got his second baseman killed here. Peterson into the runner, makes a nice turn, just gets Kadire. Throw into the runner, that's fearless. Well done.
So it's left to Eric Campbell to try and get the Mets some insurance now. with Lagares at third and 2 out. Campbell 1 for 3, doubled and scored back in the second. In the ninth, the Braves will have the lower third of the order coming up. Simmons, Peterson in the pitcher's spot against Jerry's Familia. Will be looking to tack on to his save total. He's already got a half a dozen. Coming up tonight, Geico Sports Night after the post game. Rangers win, a big one for them. They're up 3-1. Nets looking to even their series. And Kevin Ollie rumored for NBA jobs. Cameron Maybin, a potential pinch hitter for the Braves. They also have Chris Johnson on the bench. Hops out of the mid of Pierzynski, but doesn't go far. 1-1. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com with the official daily fantasy partner of the New York Mets. Enter promo code NYM for free entry and claim your share of $300 million this MLB season. 1-1 to Campbell. And that curveball in for a strike. 1-2.
That's a big league curveball right there. Look at this one, folks. That's a good one.
Sharp and late. Well, the Mets dropped a textbook on the Braves here this inning, haven't they?
Did.
Granderson working out the walk, a hit and run where you tell the hitter just put the ball in play on the ground. Lagares did, and it turned into a hit.
Going for 10 in a row. Mets have done just about everything right. 2-2 coming. And Campbell lays off. Full count.
And you know something, Ron, with a manager can't become predictable, and here we are up in the booth. We see the Mets every day, and Terry Collins hardly ever puts a hit and run on. I say he probably won't put it on, and what does he do? He puts it on.
Yep.
3-2. And Campbell takes his walk, and Plawecki will come up with runners at the corners. Second walk of the inning issued by Johnson. And Roger McDowell, our pregame guest, will take a trip to the mound.
Well, I can't help him here. I don't know what to say to Johnson. Threw that amazing curveball to get ahead 2 strikes and never threw it again to Campbell.
Well, Johnson got off to the great start this year. We saw him. He looked like the Jim Johnson of 3 years ago when nobody could touch his sinker, but these last 3 outings now, he gave up 4 runs in 2 outings in Toronto, and now another run tonight.
You can't walk the leadoff hitter in these games late. You just can't do it. Well, interesting here that the youngster in his second game, maybe he can get an add-on run here late.
Plawecki 0 for 3 tonight. 3 putouts in the outfield against him. Mets tied it in the 7th on Flores' home run. They've taken the lead here in the 8th on Duda's RBI single. And now Plawecki looking for some insurance before the Mets hand it to Familia for the 9th. Lagares at third, Campbell at first. And Plawecki lays off. Ball 1. Brandon Caniff, the right-hander. Luis Avilan, the left-hander, up in the Braves bullpen. Jason Grilly's done his job for the Braves, but the rest of that bullpen has been a work in progress. 1-1 to Plawecki.
I mean, what happens when you lose arguably the best closer in the game is everyone moves up a notch, and sometimes they're not ready to do that.
Cody Martin, who's pitched well, gave up the tying home run to Flores. Johnson's given up the go-ahead run in the 8th. In the dirt, Campbell takes off for second, and he'll make it without a throw. He is a terrific base runner. His instincts are just tremendous.
He can play the game.
That ball was barely on the ground when he had taken off for second.
You know, there are certain things that are unfair in life and in baseball, and he really should have made the ball club. It was just they went with the 8 pitchers in the bullpen, and he was the odd man out. He really deserved to make the ball club.
But to his credit, he didn't mope, went down and raked at Vegas and got called up and into Plawecki. Boy, after seeing Travis d'Arnaud have his hand broken earlier on the homestand. That was a scary moment. His replacement nearly got one in the same spot.
Johnson's just all over the place. Look at Freddie Gonzalez took a deep breath. It's like, geez.
Base hit could plate a pair. 3-1 to Plawecki with Flores on deck. And Plawecki with a late swing foul.
It was interesting. Terry Collins was talking about Campbell before the game and said when he had to call him in and tell him he hadn't made the team, he told him, I'm going to go down to AAA and I'm going to rake and I'm going to be back here. How prophetic was that?
He was right. Third full count of the inning for Johnson. He walked the first two. And that's another walk.
Jeez.
Third walk of the inning. And the Mets have the bases loaded for Wilmer Flores. And that's going to be all for Jim Johnson.
Wow.
So Johnson gives up 2 hits and 3 walks in a troubled 8th. And he will exit. And presumably it'll be Brandon Caniff to come in and face Flores. We'll be right back to Citi Field.
Gave up a run in last night's ball game. Walked a couple. That has been his issue. You see 6 walks to 5 strikeouts in his 7 innings of work.
No.
Coming to face Wilmer Flores, who tied up this game in the 7th.
Yet another big home run from Wilmer. 3-run shot earlier, tied the ball game when the Mets were down earlier in this homestand. Big 3-run shot.
Familia getting ready for the save chance in the 9th. Flores trying to get him a few more runs. Lagares at third, Campbell at second, Plawecki at first and 2 out. Flores faced Caniff yesterday and popped up. Mets have been terrific with the bases loaded so far this year. Coming into the day, they were 9 for 18 with the bases full.
Jeez.
2-0 to Flores.
Jeez Louise. My goodness.
Eric Adell joins Familia in the bullpen in case the Mets get a bigger lead. They save Familia.
Good pitch to hit right here to break this game open.
Hit hard, but Simmons is there and gets the force to end the inning. So the Mets settle for 1 run in the bottom of the 8th, and they'll hand it off to Familia. Lucas Duda puts the Mets in front with an opposite field single. Mets 3 outs away, perhaps, from a 10th straight win, leading 3-2 going to the ninth. In for defense to play left field. Curtis Granderson, who scored the go-ahead run, stays in the game in right. And Jeurys Familia bids for his 7th save of the season.
Yeah, 6 out of 6. You see the numbers, but in his last outing, he had a walk. You want to stay away from that here against the Braves with a 1-run lead.
Lower third of the order, Simmons, Peterson, and the pitcher's spot due up. Braves have Chris Johnson, Cameron Maybin, Christian Bethancourt, all right-hand hitters available on the bench. Simmons tonight 1 for 3, singled in a run back in the second. And Familia starts him with a slider for a strike. Jeurys Familia has taken the baton from his buddy Henry Mejia and has run with it as well as you could. Mejia hurt and suspended, and Familia elevated. Breaks a bat, handles the ground ball, the underhand toss, 1 broken bat, 1 out.
That was a nasty, nasty sinker in on the fists of Simmons. That'll hurt till tomorrow.
So 1 out and nobody on.
Watch this ball make a right turn.
Just jams him to death.
Jace Peterson, an unlucky 0 for 2 tonight. Robbed on as good a catch as Juan Lagares has made, at least so far this year. His last time up in the 7th. Chris Johnson out on deck. He'll pinch hit. And Peterson takes a knee-high strike, 1-1. Dylan G went 7, allowed 2 runs, 8 hits. Sean Gilmartin got 2 outs. Buddy Carlisle got 1, and he stands to be the winning pitcher if Familia can nail it down here in the 9th. And Peterson lines one, knocked down by Flores. He has time. 2 out. Nicely handled by Wilmer Flores.
Well, I have said this all the way around. Gil is not a fancy Dan. He gets in front of the ball whenever he can. He uses 2 hands This is a bullet. Stays right in front and uses his body. Beautiful play. Solid. Love to see it.
And so the Braves are down to their final out. Chris Johnson to pinch hit for the pitcher. Johnson started last night at third base, went 1 for 4. 2 out and nobody on.
Oh,
nasty slider to start him off.
That has been the big change for me. Familia's been able to come in, start off the inning, or early in the at bat with that good slider.
Ball and a strike to Johnson. If Johnson can keep it going, Eric Young would be next. One from Familia. Not even a chance on that slider. 1-2.
Oh, he's got the. I mean, this is a razor blade slider.
One more strike to get. He struck him out, and the ball game is over. Jerry's Familia make quick work of the Braves in the ninth. The Mets come from behind. Flores with the home run in the 7th.